Let's do that.
Let's get back to what you were telling me today when you called me and woke me up.
What did I tell you?
The festival in Nova Scotia.
Oh, the Halifax explosion.
How that's what it is.
They're celebrating the 100th anniversary with pop music. So they have rappers and non-rappers and comedians.
You said Ghostface Killer was going to be there, right?
Ghostface Killer.
We should
Raekwon, Danny Brown.
I do not care about Raekwon. He's the least cool member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Maybe. There's probably less cool members.
Who?
Master Killer. I don't know.
No, he was the one.
Master Killer said that he didn't even try to be a rapper at all.
Yeah, the RZA just set him up, right?
Yeah. And he didn't release a solo album until like 2004 or something.
But Master Killer was the one who remember on the Wu-Tang remember on that skit, I guess you'd call it, where someone is calling the Method Man and asking him like, "Where's my killer tape?" That's Master Killer, and he's like, "Yeah,
oh yeah, that's cool."
Man, these kids came over with 40s and blunts, kid. I don't know what happened.
A great explanation.
Yeah, 40s and blunts. I don't remember what happened. But Ghostface Killer seems like he's kind of one of the more. Seems like he's one of the cooler members.
Inspector Deck is one of the cooler members.
Oh, absolutely, the Inspector. But no, come on, Ghostface Killer. He worked with like Tina Fey and the.
I don't want to insult them because they might come to kill me. Method Man has threatened so to any man who'll be fronting or something. He'll be hunting. That's what he said.
They probably somehow have tapped into the live feed of this.
Yeah,
they're
in the area, so they could definitely come kill us.
With their underground lair.
Yeah.
Like, but no, come on, Ghostface Killer. He's worked with Tina Fey and the Human Giant guys.
Hasn't like the RZA? Was the RZA there?
No, this was just Ghostface Killer both times.
Oh yeah, but they were in
the Upright
UCB,
Citizens Brigade. Yeah. Was Ghostface? I think he was.
I don't know who was there, but there were some people.
I bet you he was one of them.
I'm pretty sure the RZA was there. He said, the thing.
Yeah, no, of course the RZA was there. We were just taking hip hop more underground when I came across Yalea. Basically, what you said on that matter was that any group of rappers being presented by the RZA is kind of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because, really, you don't know what most of them look like, right?
Yeah, really. You know what the RZA looks like? The Math.
ODB. I don't even know what the Jizzle looks like.
I can point him out in a picture, but I know what the Ghostface Killer looks like just from
I can spot Inspector Deck.
I bet you can't.
I probably can't.
I don't think you can at all. I don't think he makes like appearances.
I've seen him though on his album cover.
I've seen all
skinnier than the others, aside from the RZA.
Which one was the one? Were they all on the cover of 36 Chambers? No, there was just ninjas.
Yeah, they were just ninjas.
Just ninjas. Get off your phone, Ron.
I'm gonna look up a picture of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, okay. I forgot you're the guy who Googles stuff on this show.
So we haven't hired someone yet.
Yeah, like we're gonna do that.
Everyone else is doing it, right? The Wu-Tang Clan. Did you hear about Christbearer, a Wu-Tang affiliate, Killer B, who recently severed his penis and jumped off a building because he's schizophrenic or something?
To his death, right?
No, he's still alive. And he said that they reattached it and it's working fine, and he's going to prove it by appearing in pornography. Because he's crazy, obviously.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Is Capadonna an official member of the Wu yet?
No.
He's still not, right?
And I don't like his name, so I hope he doesn't become an official member.
I think he actually is a good...
Probably. I've never really paid attention to who was in anything after the 36 Chambers.
Well, he was on Wu-Tang Forever a lot.
Is this the meth holding a hammer?
Oh, no. He's doing what he told you he was going to do in that song Method Man.
What?
You know, where he has that whole minute-long intro where he tells you, like, I'm going to attack you and I'm going to murder you. And I like that.
Bang them shits with a spiked bat, he said. Was that him?
Yes, that was him. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's so terrible to listen to.
See, yeah, I would have been able to point out Inspector Deck.
Let me see.
Well, I mean, he is labeled here with his name, but I would have been able to point him out.
Okay. Okay, see, I actually probably wouldn't have been able to point out the Jizza. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to... You wouldn't be able to point out Inspector Deck. He looks...
Yeah, I would. Let's see. I'll
He's
look up
not-
another image.
He's not notable.
He isn't.
There's nothing distinguishable.
Hugot is distinguishable.
He is.
Distinguish. Distinguish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he looks very young.
Like
It's weird.
Dirty is easily the
Yeah.
most recognizable member because he looks.
Meth and the Jizza are also.
Dirty looks like someone you would buy guns from. Oh right, the Wu, and someone probably did at
yeah.
some point. The
Yeah,
Wu-Tang
supposedly.
was arrested, or no,
They
wait,
weren't
no.
arrested. They had
No,
like
sorry,
a CIA informant.
No, an FBI informant. There was an FBI informant who must have been trained as a rapper, I guess. Right?
That's how you get in with the Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Well, you got to permeate the clan. So he must have trained himself as a Wu-Tang skilled rapper, and because the Wu-Tang were under FBI investigation for international arms trafficking.
They might have been. I don't personally think they would. Why would they? They've got rap careers.
It seems like I bet you they wouldn't anymore, but it seems like something they probably would have done in the 90s.
It was probably before they were even famous. Because
No,
they were,
I think- no,
they
this
were
was-
popular before.
No, this was after 36 Chambers. I'm pretty sure this happened after 36 Chambers. They were being investigated. And probably after a couple successful solo albums, too.
Just clearing my throat there. Edit that out.
Yeah, we'll definitely edit that out. We're not gonna. We're not gonna edit that out.
No, we can leave it in.
I'm not that. Okay, we got new equipment.
It's new.
This is
came in a box.
this stuff is. We've bought a mixing board. We've bought 2 microphones, a stand for column, of course, all the appropriate XLR cords, which are fancy microphone cables that are real nice and heavy looking. And it all works by USB, of course. How much have we spent on this?
I don't know. Like,
700.
probably around there.
Well, we split the
$700.
cost. And this headphone amplifier that allows you to hear yourself live in the headphones, which I've
Live
heard.
in the headphones.
Live in
My
the-
new punk rock album. Or
Okay.
a rap album, maybe.
Can you share the name of your new post-rock band?
Oh, yes. My new post-rock band I formed with some non-local musicians because I'm cool like that. It's called 45,000 Walruses.
It's been upgraded. When you came to me this morning, it was 24,000 walruses.
I know. It was 45. I don't know what you're talking about.
Also, you really pronounced that out there because I'm cool like that.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't want to say cool like that. That's not cool.
That isn't cool. I agree.
Exactly.
You have to give it that.
I was making a point, but I realized I was using some terminology which is totally uncool.
It's Bobby Digital in the Wu-Tang Clan.
Now, we have a sponsor on this week's episode, and that sponsor is Squelcher's Board Games. From the makers of Shut the Door, one of the oldest and most revered family board games.
Shut the door. I used to play that when I was a kid. It's a great game. I would shut the door. I would open the door. I'd shut the door again.
From the makers of Shut the Door, they also bring you Punch in the Face.
They also have snakes on the stairs. Or is it stairs full? It's stairs full of snakes. I was
Stairs-
thinking of that game, Snakes and Ladders, or Shoots and Ladders.
No, this is Stairs Full of Snakes. Basically, you know, like when you're like a mall or something and you find that, or like a doctor's office, multiple story doctor's office.
You're talking about a building.
Yeah, building. You know, when you get into the back of there's like a cement stairway. Well, basically, you lock all the doors in the stairwell, and you're trapped in there. Mm-hmm. And then someone on the top, you're on the bottom floor. Someone's on the top floor. They unlock the top door just long enough to pour boxes of snakes into the stairs,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
and the stairs are full of snakes.
It was a good game. Now, why they call it a board game, I'm not sure. It's more of a live action thing.
But stairs full of snakes. It's also a huge box that comes in. Like,
Yeah, in recent editions, they have added in one of those snake charming harmonica type things, whatever it is they play.
Well, when they reviewed the rules, they found out that there was no way to win Stairs Full of Snakes. You just had to hope your buddy let you out. You have no equipment.
Yeah.
You have nothing. You have no knife. You have
Because really,
nothing
the
to
snakes are covering the stairs. You can't see the stairs. The stairs
stairs
are venomous.
We should explain what this comes in. Basically, you get shipped like a giant box. It comes delivered to your house, and the box is full of snakes. It's technically its own game called Apartment or like House Full of Snakes when you unpack that box.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to unpack it, and you're like, it's the
That's
unauthorized game, you know?
It's an amateur. It's a classic amateur mistake in playing Stairs Full of Snakes. You open the box too early. Now you're playing House Full of Snakes.
Then you have to call Exterminator, and he comes to your house. But it's no fun that way, so you bring it to an office building, and you lock the doors. They provide you with couches in case you need to just barricade it because they don't have locks accessible to you.
Yeah.
So they provide you with a lot of heavy stuff like furniture.
This is a huge box.
Yeah.
This is an enormous box.
And it's shipped all the way from China, so it's expensive.
You do need to convince one of your friends. Like, are you playing Stairs Full of Snakes or is your friend playing Stairs Full of Snakes? You have to either convince your friend to play or convince your friend to be the one who handles the box full of snakes, which is its own mini game called Don't Die. Yeah, it's a mini game called Don't Die While You're Handling the Box Full of Snakes. So yeah,
it's a big box. I don't even know how you're supposed to handle it.
It's about the
You
size
need a
of
U-Haul.
this. It's about
You
the size
need
of this like table,
one of those
right?
things.
But taller.
It's definitely taller than the table, yeah.
But about the size, like the surface width of the
Yeah,
table.
you need to cover the stairs.
Yeah,
For
like
snakes.
you got to figure that the average stairs are about 5 stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Count for that.
Yeah.
And Cave Danger,
Oh, yes.
also known as Dave's Cave Danger.
Dave.
From the CEO of Squelchers is currently Dave. You can pronounce it better
yes.
than I can.
I believe his name is Dave.
There it is.
It's Norwegian.
Yeah. He's the current CEO. The CEO of Squelchers is a very feudal position. There's always
He's like one of the feudal lords of Japan.
Yeah, like there's always people who are, conspiring to murder him, and who. How does it work? If he gets murdered, it's not his. Is
It's
it
his brother-in-law, and if he doesn't have a brother-in-law,
Then how do you fill that? Because that's part of the conspiracy. Is you have to find your way to fill the brother-in-law position, so that you can, or you have to have an accomplice. Like
it's hard, A lot of the time, it would be whoever repairs his watches, because that's a position of trust, and you know that that man can be trusted with a position.
And
to run the company.
And the guy who repairs your watches knows all your beef, or sorry, not all your beef, like all your what do you call it?
What do you call it? Chicken? Poultry? I'm not sure what you're talking about here.
Like all your secrets. There's a colloquial word I'm looking for.
No idea what you're talking about.
The fuck.
Obviously, you don't have the vocabulary that you wish you had.
Anyway, he knows everything about you. He's much more confidential than your barber. So yeah, that makes sense. This is watch repairman. I think Dave. Can you pronounce it for me again?
Dave.
Thank you. I think he's been CEO. Oh god, I gotta watch it with moving the microphone. See, Colum is on the. Colum has his microphone in a stand, and I prefer to hold mine. So
Yeah.
occasionally this happens where it doesn't quite hear it.
It doesn't quite pick up what you're saying.
Doesn't quite, and it's my fault because I'm tweedling the microphone around like a fairy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how long has Dave been the CEO?
Dave has been in the position for a few months now.
A few months now, and I bet he's getting no sleep at this point.
I don't really know. I'm not familiar with him. I'm not, I don't know him well.
Maybe
he's
he's
just
one
a
of those-
sponsor.
Maybe he's one of those psychopaths who can like
He could
just
be.
sleep with a murderer in the room.
Yeah, there was an episode of X-Files about people who don't sleep.
Fuck.
It was one of the better episodes, honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
We've talked about how that episode Ice was like.
it's regarded as one of the better ones, definitely.
Is it? Like
Yeah.
not just by us?
Yeah, it was one of the better ones for sure.
I remember my father brought home My father was a huge VHS renter. He was so down with the...
VHSs, in my opinion, were better than DVDs.
Yeah, I remember seeing some blog post or something about how nobody wants their goddamn video on discs. Like
No, because
an early...
the DVD is definitely not better than the VHS because it can be scratched, it can be just lost.
Yeah, the only thing that can happen to a VHS is somehow the tape gets pulled out of the...
Unless you, like, smash it or step on it.
Well, you could do that to a DVD.
Not really, it's a disc.
It's very easy to step on. Well, I mean, I have carpet floors, I guess, but
it wouldn't break it unless you, like,
yes, it would.
stomped on it. It's not just going to break the DVD by stepping on it.
I think it would. If you're wearing shoes?
Maybe.
Most people are wearing shoes.
Not everyone wears shoes in their house.
Most people wear shoes.
Neither of us are wearing shoes right now.
We're in my house.
If we take a look at that, the evidence points to that being not true.
Yeah, there's not. I guess there's not.
DVDs are in houses as well.
Yeah, there's not a big outside DVD market, is there?
Not anymore.
Yeah, no. My father really got on board with the whole VHS thing. He used to rent like X-Files VHSs and Pokemon. My father fucking watched Pokemon
had some good
us.
VHSs back in the day.
They did, man. They'd release like 5 episodes on a VHS. And
yeah. A lot of times I was watching things on VHS I thought were movies, but they were just episodes of television shows compiled together.
Yeah, same.
It was really misleading.
I do remember the Pokemon 2000 movie, though. That was some good shit.
It was good. I liked the one with Entei, that guy. But after that, nothing, no.
I thought I'd seen a bunch of Pokemon movies, and it turns out exactly what you were saying applied to me.
Yeah.
My father was bringing home VHSs with like 5-6 episodes on them, and I thought I was watching Pokemon movies that just had weird weird stops in them. All of them. I think the only Pokemon movie I saw was Pokemon 2000.
It was the best one, so...
Yeah. I talked to you before about how back to Pokemon for a second, how me and Nathan talked about how James is like, oh wait, no,
who is James?
Wait, maybe this was a video I watched? Remember Jesse and James from the fucking Pokemon?
Yeah.
How James is like the best character ever?
What? He seems like he's a soap opera character.
He's the one who believes that Pokemon should never be imprisoned. He's the one who believes that they shouldn't be forced to fight. He never catches Pokemon. He asks them to join his fucking crew. I think either Nathan did this research or Nathan showed me someone else who had done this research. And he's like okay with cross-dressing. And he does it all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like really open with his sexuality. And even though he gets the shit beaten out of him over and over again by like rabid Pokemon and shit, he still never holds a grudge or anything like that. He still loves animals. Like he's like an animal rights activist within the show.
Team Rocket isn't into that at all, are they?
They kidnap Pokemon. It's never really
fight, don't they?
Do they?
Or are they looking for the most powerful Pokemon, like Pikachu?
Do they fight? Okay.
I don't know what they do.
You know,
really.
we've done enough talking about Pokemon.
You don't like Pokemon? You know what I don't like?
No, I just feel like
Scooby-Doo movies have gone down in quality.
You know
like
what?
Let's
talk about Scooby-Doo.
Zombie
for a
Island, The Witch's Ghost. After that, it was bullshit. Really. Maybe the Alien Invader one. I didn't mind that, but
apparently I did. I was just looking up like 2-3 days ago. That movie. This is a wonderful comedy topic. That movie was actually dedicated to a voice actress who'd worked with the Scooby-Doo series for a while, who also worked for Trey Parker and Matt Stone on South Park, named Mary Kay Bergman, who apparently just like, not just, she had like depression and stuff, but she shot herself, and like she was one of the most revered voice actresses.
Which Scooby-Doo movie was it?
Don't talk so close to the microphone.
I feel like I'm too far away.
You're not. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Which Scooby-Doo movie was it?
That was dedicated to her?
Yeah.
Alien Invaders.
Was she in the movie?
I think she was either in that movie or she was in like because those were kind of a trio, right? Alien Invaders, Scooby-Doo and on... I told you to stop...
Island.
Stop fucking with the boot. It is making noise.
It isn't.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
I think she was either in Scooby-Doo. She was probably in the first two because those were kind of like those were clearly all animated by the same team, right?
They were different. They were all different.
Were they? I guess you're right.
Zombie
actually.
Island was of the highest quality, and it was the first one.
And it had more of a painted like quality, like the original Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, it definitely was the best one because it had that real. Yeah, The Witch's Ghost kind of had a bullshit ending, didn't it?
It seemed like it. I remembered it being better than it was when I recently watched it.
Yeah. No, when I went back and watched it again, I think about a year and a half ago. And oh yeah, and just I was very unimpressed by that whole like ending where he like summons a real witch and they just like the ending's trying to be overly scary and those hex girls are cool, but they also seem like they
I was just gonna say those hex girls. They're a bunch of douchebag hippies.
Yeah.
Alternative medicine freaks.
Yeah, and Velma giving validity to Wicca. I wasn't.
You were gonna say something sexual for some reason. I don't know. Did she do
Velma
that?
going down on one of the hex girls? Is that what you thought I was gonna say?
Not exactly. I don't know. Giving head probably is what I thought you were gonna say. Yeah.
No, she gave like validity to Wicca, which Wicca's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Witch's Ghost doesn't hold up as much as you'd think it does. And I only saw Alien Invaders like once.
I've seen it multiple times, like 4 times.
No, I've seen it like maybe twice. Wasn't there also a Scooby-Doo like Cyber Chase?
That one was good too, kind of.
That was good. Actually, yeah, that was the one
They had
that
Shaggy with the red shirt and the. He wears a red shirt.
to dress up like Shaggy, you have to have a bunch of green shirts, but occasionally a red one.
Yeah.
See, I've talked to you about this before, and you didn't watch Scooby-Doo New Hollywood series, did you?
Not really, no. I
It was
might have
this-
seen some of it with Scooby Dumb or Stupid Scooby,
No,
as I like
that
to call
was-
him. Stupid Scooby.
That was the third. That was the third series.
Was it the one with the freaks, the weirdo freaks?
It was the
weirdo
one.
freaks, whatever they're called.
What are you talking about?
Creep School for Ghouls? Is that what it's called? I don't know.
That was another movie.
was a movie?
Scooby-Doo and the Ghouls.
That
Okay,
was
no,
like older than.
Yeah, that was.
That was
And
like
actually,
one of the old ones.
I would say
That
now.
one's probably good.
Actually, no. I was just gonna say I would probably rank that second after Zombie Island. That's got to be the best Scooby-Doo movie. Because
Yeah.
wait, no. Is Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School the one that ends with the?
I never saw the whole thing.
Can you seriously Google this for me again? I'm gonna get you to.
Did you see the one where like Shaggy was a werewolf or something? It was like
Yeah.
it wasn't. I don't
Okay,
think it was
this
a
is-
movie, and there was the vampire who like flew around.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about.
What
What
was
was
this
the one
shit?
that ends
It was
with the
good.
car race? Scooby-Doo.
That was the one I'm talking about.
That's the one I'm
With
talking about
the
too. I don't think
where
that is.
Shaggy was a werewolf.
I don't think that was. Okay, I didn't actually see Ghoul School unless Ghoul School is this one.
It probably is.
I
don't
remember
know.
seeing Ghoul School advertised on TV.
I always thought it was stupid, some dumb shit, but it was older and it was actually cool.
No, I think that was done in the mid '80s. What are
Yeah,
you getting?
probably. Let's see here. It's a film from 1988. Ghoul School. Let's see here. Still has Casey Kasem in there.
Okay, fuck this. I was trying to adjust your microphone.
There's also Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers. Not sure what that is.
That's the one I'm thinking of. The one that it like takes place mostly in a castle. I guess that's not saying much about.
Took place in the castle.
It's not saying much about Scooby-Doo. The very first episode took place in a
The theme song was a castle.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that was such a good theme song. We'll talk about that in a second, but first let's figure out what's the deal with this Scooby-Doo race movie, because that one is the one that I'm saying probably ranks second in terms of movies. By the way, what was your opinion on the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie?
I don't know. I know they released a pretty cool blizzard at Dairy Queen to promote it. It was green.
That's what you remember most?
Oh. Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, maybe? That was a TV movie, but so was this, I think. I think this is the one.
That sounds right.
They're in a car on the poster.
Yeah, but was it... And they are being...
I think that's the one.
Doesn't look like the animation style.
I don't think it was animated the way the poster looks.
Plot. Every year, all of every year, all of the classic Hollywood monsters, consisting of Frankenstein's monster, his wife Repulsa. That's a good name.
It's not Revolta?
Oh, I didn't know this was already a thing.
Revolta is Dracula's daughter.
Is it?
Repulsa must be the character.
A mummy, the witch
John
sisters,
Revolta.
Bone Jangles, the skeleton,
Bone Jangles.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Snide, Swamp Thing.
Oh, Swamp Thing was cool.
Wait, was that the... No, that wasn't the Creeper. The Creeper was the Creeper.
Was the Creeper the Mudfuck? The muddy guy?
I think that's Swamp Thing. No, Creeper is the guy who hunches over like this.
Yeah, that's a different guy. The Creeper was cool.
Yeah, the Creeper was one of the coolest.
I wish I had watched all of Scooby-Doo on LSD like you did.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that for a second. I knew... Wait, let me finish
this.
I'm still looking at this. I'm going to make sure that it's... Yeah, Ultimate Road Race. Yeah, no, this is it. Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. This one is one of the best. And I want to go back to talking about that Scooby-Doo Hollywood series because no one's ever heard of that. But no, let's talk about LSD for a second. In that, yes, I had like 3 hits of acid that I'd gotten for free as a result of like selling acid to someone else. And I downloaded the whole Scooby-Doo Where Are You
Did that
series.
include the 70s one? Did you watch that as well?
No, just
Okay, good.
the 2 seasons
been awful.
of the 60s. No, the 7 that's what I was going to talk about. Like the animation was really drab. Like there was very little variation in the color. It was all very kind of pale and pastel and
It's
no.
awful, though. Like, I feel like the whole series was like a carny version of Scooby-Doo.
It is. Like they're always in a producer's office talking about making the Scooby-Doo show, him and Shaggy. It's fucking weird. It's not I didn't
crazy.
I need to go back and watch it because I bet you it probably is. Maybe it's not though. I didn't like it when I was a kid. I was just like, oh shit,
Neither did I.
this version of Scooby-Doo is on. This sucks.
Yeah, it's great. When you were a kid, you never considered these are from different times. It's just like this shitty version of Scooby.
Yeah. God damn it, Scooby's hanging out with fucking Scrappy and Stupid.
Hate it when Scooby does.
Goddamn stupid Scooby goes and changes the animation style, and now they're hanging out in fucking Colorado or Nevada or something.
Scrappy-Doo.
Scrappy-Doo was the worst.
Yeah.
Making him the villain of the live-action Scooby-Doo movie was probably not a bad idea, really.
I think it should have been more like a real episode of Scooby-Doo. Like, it started out that way with the ghost, kind of, in the factory.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It should have been more...
A regular old Scooby-Doo.
And Freddie Prinze Jr., I'm sorry, but I fucking hate
Who was he? Did he play Freddy?
Yeah. Real simple.
Yeah. That's probably what they based it on.
And the fact that they could dye his hair blonde. But no, I just did not like his portrayal of Fred. It was too alpha college jock. Fred is supposed to be like a
stupid, innocent.
Yeah, stupid, innocent, and a little bit gay. That's Fred. He's not a fucking
bit gay.
More than a little bit gay with that fucking ascot.
Fred was
Yes,
great.
Fred's supposed to be really naive, innocent, and friendly. Like that Fred in the movie was a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, he was a douche.
I did not like that portrayal of Fred at all. They have since gone on to make.
Is there a third one?
No, there's a new movie series that involves an entirely new cast.
Movie series
That's like on like
Scooby-Doo?
YTV or something.
Live
and it's
action?
like yeah, it's like the beginnings. It's like them as young teenagers.
Live action Scooby-Doo?
Live action Scooby-Doo
Oh, I
movies.
gotta see this.
I saw I think half an hour of it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't that good either though. But no, it's like them as young teenagers, probably like 15, 16.
They did a show where they were like kids, like young
Oh
children.
yeah,
That was
I
bullshit.
fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch fucking Baby Tunes or whatever Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That shit is. I don't want to watch. You make a bunch of baby jokes with the characters. I know it's fucking stupid, but just back, yeah. I took 3 hits of acid and watched the entire or not the entire. I watched I think 16 or 17 episodes of the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You series. And oh my God, that was so great. Like, basically, it's all paintings. Because this is before any kind of animation technology. They literally painted all the backgrounds, and they were fucking...
Was it paint? It wasn't just drawing?
I should stop swearing unnecessarily on the show. No, I think it was painted. I think most of it was paint, like especially
Probably.
the backgrounds, like when they were driving through a swamp or something. That was all painted, hand painted.
Not the underwater episode.
That was my favorite.
Where you're on acid.
Yeah,
I don't think I actually liked it that much.
I
when
loved
watched
it.
Like, I liked it before I actually saw it again when I wasn't on acid, and it seemed kind of like the painting. It wasn't that good like I thought it was.
No, the blue.
Was that the episode where they crossed the bridge to, like, the witch in the cave? Or was that a different episode? Like the hanging bridge in a cave in a mountain?
Oh, the witch doctor. Yeah, no, that was a
Captain
different.
Cutler? Captain Cutler?
That was a different
Was
one.
that the underwater one?
Captain Cutler.
The ghost of Captain Cutler?
I think that was the underwater one. But no, that was just like there's so many like it's a very psychedelic show. And like if you were trying to make a psychedelic show, you might take some things from Scooby-Doo, like that music that changes the scene. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
And I did not do that well, but you know what I mean. That
Yeah.
And then this freaked me out. This freaked me out in a very enjoyable way. The occasional laugh track.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The occasional laugh track.
Every once in a while, someone would say something silly, and then a bunch of people off screen laugh, and you're like,
They were
"What?"
all like incredibly high when they made this show. They just didn't know what they were doing at all.
Yeah, you're like, every once in a while, a bunch of people laugh, and you're like, "Who the fuck was that?"
You have to be consistent with a laugh track, you know.
Yeah, you can't have a laugh track once an episode, one
Well,
time.
it's much better that way.
Oh, it is. That's why I said if you wanted to make something psychedelic, that'd be a good thing to borrow from Scooby-Doo because it's weird. But no, this was very enjoyable.
I tried watching a bunch of the same show on LSD, and it just made me feel like, I can't keep doing this. I'm
We
going to go
watched-
crazy.
That happened to me on shrooms when I watched like 6 episodes of The Prisoner in a row. I was like, this is, oh no, the anxiety. Because it's a show about a man fighting like an
I was just watching
incomprehensible
It's Always
system.
Sunny in Philadelphia. But I feel like I can't keep watching this.
We did
Bad
that.
idea.
We watched that at the end of I mean, you can watch Fear and Loathing whenever you want.
Oh, yeah. You can
Of
watch that
course.
over and over again.
Yeah, and we have.
Oh, yeah. I watched Dr. Strangelove. That was good.
Yeah, Cameron said he watched fucking. Oh, I hate that I was not a part of this. Cameron said he watched 2001: A Space
I watched
Odyssey
that. Yeah, I did.
on a huge screen, and it was just like you were actually like it was like you were
Oh,
experiencing
no,
everything.
he
in
was
the
on acid. I wasn't.
Oh well, then
I was confused these experiences where
I don't believe you. You say you've taken every psychedelic drug twice, and that's a load of horseshit.
well, it's not every, but all the ones I have, it's been twice.
No, you did. You've taken mushrooms more than twice. You've taken
No.
acid more than twice with us.
No.
I know you have.
No.
Yes, you have.
Nope.
We should specify that Cameron is Colum's brother. Have we said his name?
I don't know.
I don't know, but Cameron is the one that we did a bunch of this acid and mushrooms with, and you've definitely done. Yeah, I just said Cameron watched 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Yeah, he was on LSD. I was not.
and I believe you that time, but you've definitely done it more than once. You've definitely done it more than twice because you did it once at my house.
Yeah, and once at my house.
Were you not on acid? Oh no, you weren't when we did it with Devin.
No,
Morningstar.
I wasn't.
You weren't, but you did it twice at your house.
No, I did it once at my house, and then I went to your house, and then I did it once at my house, and I stayed at my house.
Really?
Yeah.
You've definitely done shrooms more than
No.
anyway. But yeah, the Scooby show, that was we've watched a bunch of Space Ghost on acid.
I don't think I have.
Oh, well, me and Cameron watched like half of the Space Ghost series while we were on acid, and that was Space Ghost is a fucking amazing show to watch on psychedelics.
Seems like it might be bad. Sometimes it's kind of scary and malicious seeming.
Cameron said, Cameron, who loves imagining alternate like canons to shows, like he was the one who suggested that Samuel L. Jackson's character.
That was me.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Was it?
It was. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure.
I'm sorry. I've been crediting him with that. That's a good.
I think he might have collaborated with me on it. The idea.
Okay. It's a collaborative. I'll accept
Yeah.
that. We're still on the sponsor, by the way. We still need to
sponsor?
circle back to that. Squelcher's Board Games.
Oh yeah,
This is
Squelcher's
probably
Board Games,
This is
so.
probably gonna be a long episode.
good board games they make.
Shit, what were we just? Oh yeah, you came up with that. Cameron, your mother sucks. Why would she have two children a year apart and give them similar names? It's just
People do that.
it's asking for
Yeah.
an enormous amount of confusion. No, he suggested that Space Ghost Coast to Coast is one guy's one day at work at a regular talk show where he made the mistake of taking drugs. And this is what he
That makes perfect sense.
like this is like Conan O'Brien took way too much GHB or something. And he showed up to work one day and all of Space Ghost Coast to Coast happened.
GHB, man, that's totally inaccurate.
Well, what the fuck happens on GHB? Is it just roofies?
Yeah,
GHB is just a roofie?
I'm pretty sure. Well,
Okay.
it's not the same, but it's similar. Yeah, I don't know
Why?
if it's the same as GHB.
Okay, this is
People
my-
take it recreational. Well, I don't know about this Rufalin, but GHB they do.
Okay, why do they manufacture Rufalin?
Probably for medical purposes.
Do
It's
you
not
have,
just for raping people.
no, do you have extreme anxiety? Reverse it with Rufalin. You can be extremely loose, like dangerously loose.
And then soon enough, you'll have even more anxiety.
What were we just talking? Oh, right, Space Ghost. Okay, we should get back. Let's get back to the sponsor.
Space Ghost. He's
I think
not
we've
sponsoring us.
We've
today.
said all we need to say on Space Ghost and
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. Let's get back to the goddamn sponsor.
Squelcher's Board Games.
Yeah.
They've got a new game out. It's called Point the Gun.
And as I was saying before, Dave's Cave Danger. You go into a cave. Basically, it's a book bag with explosives and knives and flares.
It gives you a hammer too, not a pickaxe, mind you, just a hammer.
But don't you like roll dice to decide who gets the hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go into the cave with the backpack. You use the explosives to like
Explode things.
explode the entrance so you can't get out.
Oh, yeah.
Then you
that.
distribute all the knives. You give everyone a flare gun. It's completely dark, so you have to use the flares for light. And one person has a hammer. And it's
then
the damnedest thing.
I'm not sure what the rules are.
That's
Do
what I
they
was going to
kill
say.
each other? What do they
No,
do?
when you get the instructions, it's been purposely ripped off after the step distribute the flare guns. It's been ripped off, so you don't know what. It's kind of your prerogative.
So they write the instructions, but then they just
tear them
away,
off.
yeah.
So you don't know how to play. You don't know how to play Cave Danger. You have a bunch of knives and a hammer, so it's kind of leaning towards violence. But maybe you can be collaborative and try to find either another exit or the center of the earth. You know, you have flares.
With Ben Affleck? No, Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, yeah.
He likes to play this game.
I think Brendan Fraser was around for the beta tests of Cave Danger and Point the Gun.
Point the gun.
Does that come with any instructions, or is it? Yeah, no.
No, it doesn't.
No?
You just point the gun.
Just
See
point-
what happens.
Is it a
Kind of
loaded?
like spin the bottle.
Oh, okay. Is it a loaded gun?
It has like pictographs, but they don't really explain what they.
It's like assembling IKEA or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd never assembled something from IKEA, but I have
Probably very easy.
I have assembled something from pictographs before, and it is doable. So
Pictographs.
other people are just stupid or looking for things to write jokes about.
Hey, IKEA isn't that hard.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm a stand-up comedian. Okay, that's the worst joke I've ever made. That right there. And now I'm gonna have to apologize for that now and on episode 3. Maybe that'll become a running bit on the show. Apologizing.
It should be because I feel sorry already for what I've done here today.
But let's go over how a brief game of Shut the Door is played. That's their oldest game. So with shut the door, there's dice.
Yeah, and you roll the dice, open the door.
Now there's also
Depending on what number you get,
now
you
there's
either close the door. You either close the door,
yeah.
or you open the door again, which is hard to do because it's already open sometimes.
Now there's also a board game. There's also a board. This is one of the few games that actually does have a board, and on that board, there's 4 teams, and those 4 teams are represented by the 4 best bands in the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those bands are
U2,
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5, of course, Creed.
Oh, come on.
I meant the Creed cover band.
Right, sorry, the Creed cover band, My Sacrifice.
My Sacrifice.
And
The Red Hot
Herman's
Chili
Hermits.
Peppers. Who are they?
I don't know, they seem really cool. They're from the 60s.
They exist? Okay.
Yeah, Herman. So you got U2, the Creed cover band My Sacrifice, Maroon 5, and Herman's Hermits.
You know, Dave Grohl once did a cover of that song, I believe, by Creed. It was pretty good.
I only know the one Creed song, My Sacrifice. I swear.
Yeah, he did a cover where he like really enunciated everything. He actually said the word enunciate in there, and it was pretty funny.
Dave Grohl is the worst.
Yeah. He was in Nirvana.
I think we have it on recording. I should delete it, but I'm just going to say it now. You saying that Dave Grohl should have killed himself in tribute to Kurt Cobain killing himself.
Really? We should find that. See what exactly I said.
If I can find it, we'll try to release it on the break, or we'll put it in the break section, because we need to put something on every break, because we don't have real sponsors except for the ones that we do in the show. We should really relegate this to the break, but it's too late now. So you have your board with the 4 best bands in the world, and you have your dice, and in the middle, what's in the middle of the board?
The middle of a board?
Is the middle of
It's
the
a
board
menorah.
a
menorah?
Oh, you mean that candle thing? Yeah.
That candle thing, yeah. You stupid. It's got the 12 candles or whatever it is for Hanukkah.
It's 8 candles, you stupid asshole. It's the 12 days of Christmas.
Who knows what the difference is? The 12 days of Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
That's right.
Do you spell it with CH or with an H? Let me see if this... Is the screen even still on? Okay, good.
I think CH is kind of cooler, but maybe not.
Gotta make sure this is still recording.
I'm not really sure. CH or H?
No, you gotta spell it with a CH. That way people have to say Hanukkah or they're being insensitive.
That's Chanukah.
Chanukah.
Smoking out of my Hanukkah.
Okay, so you have the board game with the 4 best bands in the world. The menorah's in the middle, and then you have... How do you win when you light all the candles?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through a round of the game. So you roll the dice.
You roll the dice.
Then you shut the door.
And you shut the door, or they open the door. It depends on what position it's in at the moment.
So you're trying to gain territory, right?
Trying to gain territory on the board towards the candle. And once you get to the candle, you get to light that candle.
Okay.
But it isn't like whoever has the most candles when the time limit's up. You have to have all the candles.
And the door has to be shut, right?
Yeah, so when the door's open, when you have all candles, you have to blow them all out and start again.
Oh my god.
It's a difficult game.
Has anyone... How do you... Is it one of those games that never actually ends? Is it like playing bullshit with 2 people? Have you ever done that?
I haven't.
It's the
I don't
most
know what this is.
You've never played the game Bullshit?
No.
Okay, you divide out all the cards, and you start with the lowest. You start with the lowest number, like 2. You start with 2s, and the first person all the cards are divided. There's no deck. Mm-hmm. You start the deck by laying cards down. You're like 2 2s. Mm-hmm. You say between 1 and 2, between 1 and 4, the number that you're on, and you have to lay down even if you don't have any of those cards in your hand. And you're trying to get rid of all the cards in your hand. And if I say if I lay down and I say 3 4s, and you don't believe that those are actually, because I can lie, that cheating is part of the game. It's also called cheat for kids.
Oh, I know about that game.
Oh, you know about cheat?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Same game.
It is the same game, yeah. you call bullshit.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
oh, you idiot!
I know about the game already.
You know about this game. So if anyone's listening, I'm not going to keep explaining it. You're shit out of luck. Wait, how did I get on bullshit? Oh yeah, you can win. Shut the door, right?
Of course, yeah.
So you try to gain territory by playing hit songs, right?
Yeah. It's best
First you
to
roll
play
the dice.
Maroon 5 in the first few hours of the game because then your competition will just be so overjoyed and they'll think like, what's the point in playing a game? I already got Maroon 5 to listen to.
So you roll the dice, and based on that, you go to the This is a very expensive game. It comes with a switchboard, and you play a Maroon 5. You play whatever song. You form a hit. You have to write. Yeah, this game goes on for a long time because you have to write a full song. Mm-hmm. Then you play it, and if it's a hit on the charts, you have to wait weeks. If it's a hit on the charts, you get more territory and you get a candle, and then you have to shut the door.
Yeah, but on the 7th candle of the 8th, you have to have Adam Levine light it, or else it doesn't count. Unless you can find Dave Grohl. Now, I know he's not associated with any of these bands, but he plays a key role in Shut the Door.
Yeah, don't you have to like steal his sunglasses to actually win the game and shut the door for the last time?
Indeed, you do. You have to wear those sunglasses, though.
While you're shutting the door.
Yeah, and you can't have short hair because he doesn't.
Well, you have weeks while you're waiting for your song to chart. You can grow out your hair.
Yeah, as long as it's of an average length, just not short.
Yeah, if you have a buzzed hair, like you're gonna wait a long time.
Yeah.
And no one's allowed to see their families while they're playing Shut the Door. That's part of the rule.
And these candles can burn out, and if that happens, I don't really know what you're supposed to do.
They don't ship replacement candles. There's only 8.
No. And you can only use regulation candles.
Regulation.
In tournaments of Shut the Door, they don't allow anything else. Like at home, maybe you can get away with it.
Are they like zigzags or like really slow burning candles?
No, not really.
We should email the people.
They're very large candles.
Oh, they're very tall candle. Or are they very wide candles or very tall?
Very tall.
Very tall. Okay. And this doesn't burn your ceiling?
No, they're not quite that tall.
Oh, okay.
It's best to play in a high-ceilinged house, though.
Okay, yeah. And you play in your foyer. Play in the foyer.
Of course.
So, that's about how you play Shut the Door. Of course, you can go online and find the full instructions. Squelchers.org. They're for profit.
For-profit organization.
Okay, we've talked about pretty much everything. Well, I guess we should loop back to what we were talking about at the start. The festival in Halifax.
Oh yeah.
So what's the plan there?
We're gonna go there.
So
we're gonna see Jen Kirkman.
Yeah. You know, like I say, do you think it's worth tweeting her?
Tweeting, you could tweet.
I could just say, do you want to be like,
hey, come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast.
You don't have anything better to do. Come to another city and get on our podcast.
We're gonna be in Nova Scotia.
Oh.
We're gonna be there.
Oh, I can't bring this stuff.
Yes, we can.
We'll be robbed.
No, we won't.
It's a big, dangerous city.
We're gonna have a hotel room, right? We're gonna rent a motel room for $100.
Could, but it'll still be robbed by the maid.
We just have to make sure not
you
to
need
take
a credit card to rent a hotel room.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, we have to stay in a van or something.
We can't set up a fucking recording studio in a van.
It's much cooler. There's no power though.
There's no power.
Bring a battery.
Yeah. And Nick Thune is gonna be there.
That guy.
These are like some of the best comedians we've had come to the Maritimes in like a while.
Yeah, isn't it normally like Larry the Cable Guy or something?
Yeah, it's normally Blue Collar Comedy Tour or Jeff Dunham. Jerry Seinfeld came once, and you know what? I would have gone to see Jerry. As much as I know.
Where'd he go?
He went to the casino. Yeah.
So it was recently.
Within the last year, yeah. Jerry Seinfeld came here. I would go see Jerry just for the point of it, just for the point of it.
Yeah, you should heckle him. Or laugh at every joke like Kramer did. That would be good.
Heckle him like that girl, like Kramer's
Kathy
girlfriend?
Griffin?
No, it was Kramer's. It was that insanely enthusiastic woman.
Kathy Griffin?
No.
Yes.
No.
That was Kathy Griffin.
No.
It was.
It was not Kathy Griffin. Who heckled him? No, Kathy Griffin was the one who did the one-man show about him.
She also heckled him.
No,
That was the same person. Yes, it was.
No, it absolutely was not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I'm positive that you're wrong.
It was someone Elaine worked with. It was Elaine's red-haired coworker.
Kathy Griffin.
No.
No, you're talking about Elaine's roommate?
No.
The red-haired one who was Kramer's girlfriend?
No.
This is
I'm talking
wrong
about a
with this.
different one. The woman who got her toe cut off.
Kathy Griffin?
No, it was not Kathy Griffin.
No. I thought it was Kathy Griffin this whole time. Jesus.
It was not Kathy Griffin. It was this. That girl was like, "It's so great. I'm so excited." That one?
Kathy Griffin.
No, I'm gonna throw water in your face.
I'm looking it up right now.
Look it up. What episode is that from? See, I should know.
Toby.
Toby.
Toby was her name, and she was played by Kathy Griffin.
She was not played by Kathy Griffin. Because
She wasn't.
I can picture her right now.
Vianne Cox.
Okay, VN Cox.
Bullshit. Now I have to look up a picture of this woman because I swear it was Kathy Griffin.
It didn't look dissimilar to Kathy Griffin. I'll give you that one, actually. But it was not Kathy Griffin.
It sure wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But how did we get on Kathy Griffin? How did we get on that episode of Seinfeld?
We're talking about heckling Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, yes, we were. Thank you. So yeah, we could bring this shit if we rented a motel room. Maybe your mother let us use her credit card because we can guarantee her, that we're not gonna trash the hotel room or steal lamps.
That's no fun.
I mean, they'd probably charge you like $200 if you stole a lamp, right?
Yeah, probably. You're allowed to steal. You're allowed to steal like toilet paper.
Oh yeah, that'd be just
Maybe towels.
No, they will charge you for towels.
Really?
How rude. But Jen Kirkman's
Do you
gonna
know from experience?
No, I just know that towels is where
Towels is where it's at? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was gonna say towels is where they draw the line.
Oh.
Like, I feel like if you stole the shower curtain, they'd say something.
They would definitely say something.
Excuse me, Mr. Robson, say something. I dare you. So Jen Kirkman's going to be there. The ghost face is going to be there. Is Raekwon actually going to be there?
Raekwon's going to be there.
I probably don't care about that. But Nick Thune is going to be there. We may get a hold of Jen and see if that's...
Can definitely tweet her.
We can tweet her. I've tweeted her before and she responded.
Tweet her up.
No bullshit.
Oop. What did she tweet you back?
I tweeted about how I enjoyed her episode of her podcast about feminism. I actually like Jen. Like, I like Jen's podcast because it's just her kind of...
I never heard her say anything funny. Well, cut that out. She might not be listening.
No,
And it's also not true.
It's not. No, it's not. She's very, like, I remember hearing her... But on the Pod F Tomcast, because that's the only place you've heard her, and that's why I don't think what you're saying is insulting. It wasn't... She wasn't doing bits. She wasn't trying to be funny. That was just an organic conversation between...
talking to him.
Yeah, it was just an organic conversation between her and Paul F. Tompkins. Like, it wasn't... And that's also kind of what her podcast... I mean, she's funny on her podcast sometimes, but it's not... She doesn't do it to make people laugh for an hour. She does it to...
So does she only make people laugh with her stand-up comedy? Is that
No, it's like...
her main comedy?
She went on Comedy Bang Bang and she was funny, of course. Like, no, she was like... Her episode on Pete Holmes' podcast I thought was really funny. Where they did Jerry Seinfeld bits and... No, like, she is a... But sometimes she's not in, like... funny mode. She's just kind of in talk show mode where she's just talking. She's sharing stories and stuff. But no, I remember listening to her do the ASCAP monologues, which was really like I found it really funny. She did 3 episodes of the ASCAP podcast, which were the only ones I could find online were ones that she did. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Either way, we're gonna head down
7
there.
o'clock.
It starts at 7 o'clock in the morning?
No, at night.
Oh, at night. Okay. I thought you meant it was an all-day kind of festival. And Cameron's going down?
He's going to see Danny Brown.
Who's Danny? Is that
cool rapper guy with like no front teeth?
Oh, I was thinking of the guy who did that fried chicken song or something.
That sounds incredibly racist.
No.
That fried chicken song.
No.
Yeah.
There's this like white country singer or something, and he did. Wait, is it not fried? Is it fried potatoes or?
You should stop talking about that. Not because it's racist, just because fried potatoes.
No,
No one wants to hear about this.
what the hell's the name of that song?
No one cares.
No, you're right. No one cares. But I'm just trying to. I'm not a racist. There's some white country singer that I genuinely thought you were talking about. It's not Pork Fried Beans. That's a Weezer song.
That's not what it's called.
No, pork and beans.
Yeah.
Chicken and whiskey. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's.
Well, it's not
a dumb
him.
country. It's not racist. It's redneck.
Yeah, whatever.
It's redneck.
Sure.
All right, so we should probably take a break. You have to go again this week, don't you?
I've got to go.
Now, last week you had to go because of your play, and you wouldn't give us any information on that.
And I still cannot. It hasn't been released yet.
So are you still going to work on that?
I know. I'm going to a lamp building workshop.
Oh, okay.
You know, where they teach you to do it, not like a workshop for gnomes or elves or whatever.
No, like
not like Santa's.
Like to learn how to build seashell lamps and stuff? It's probably going to be all seashell lamps.
They didn't say anything about that, and I hope not.
You're probably going to get gypped here. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to use that word, are you?
Because gypsies.
Because gypsies are a real thing.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure they will gyp you. It's not racist.
No, it's...
Culturally, if they have been thieves, is what I've understood.
A culture of thieves. That's not a racist statement.
Is it? I hope not. I might be wrong, and if so, I'm sorry, gypsies.
But no, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be making seashell lamps for an hour, and it's gonna be a lot of bullshit. But enjoy your lamp making workshop. You clearly have a lot of commitment to this podcast if you're gonna leave it for something that pathetic.
Oh, I need a new lamp.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know where people get lamps these days. I guess you gotta build one, really. All right, let's take a break. And when we return from our break, we will have our special interview with Charles DeCharleroy, the captain of the train. Hello and welcome back to Pool Machine. We're our episode 2 today, and my guest in the studio is Charles DeCharleroy.
Hello.
Hello. You are the captain of the train.
I am a captain of many of various trains.
Okay.
Not all of them. I'm captain of a few trains, but mostly at this point, I have been captain of other trains. I'm thinking of going just with the one at this point.
But when you're on a train, you say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm captain of the train," right?
Yes. Well, I'll be your captain today.
Like the authoritative "the." I'm captain of the train.
Yes.
The only train that matters right now, the train that I'm going to make sure doesn't
the
crash.
train they're on, so
yeah, so it's
as far as they're concerned.
I'm the captain of the train.
Yes.
And you're here to tell us about trains.
Yeah, trains. They're a wonderful thing. They're majestic, like an animal.
I think they're the only thing that can carry like 100 versions of itself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you watch a freight train go by and you're just like, that's one or maybe two engine cars pulling like 100 freight. Like that's impressive. Yeah. Still
now,
as an adult.
For the most part, I drive passenger trains.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do freight trains even need captains or do they just have conductors?
I think for the most part, they only have conductors, unless it's a pirate freight train when they need a captain.
Of course. We should get back to that. Is pirate freight trains a problem?
Well, if you're driving a freight train, but if you're a passenger train, for the most part, it doesn't matter.
But you don't come across like hostile freight trains that...
Not when you're a passenger train. You'll come across bank robbers or train robbers. They cross over. For the most part, they are bank robbers as well.
Are there
That's their main profession, but they rob trains. And
are there different tracks for freight trains?
No, they go on the same tracks.
Then how do you never run into pirate freight trains?
Well, I do, but they're
just-
freight trains. They don't bother us.
Oh, and you're just. I guess they see you as a fit captain. They don't want to.
Yeah, and what do they have? They have no business with passenger trains.
Oh, right. They only steal freight.
Yeah,
Of course.
they're
Makes
only
sense.
robbing freight.
All right, I believe you. Your qualifications check out. You seem very knowledgeable on trains. That's why we had you on the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the first question would be, what is the difference between the captain and the conductor of the train? What are your duties as the captain?
Well, I walk around the train and I yell at people.
I'm the captain here.
It's kind of like the captain of a pirate ship, except I'm not a pirate. I would never do something like that. But I do drink rum, like a pirate.
You seem to know a lot about pirates.
Pirates are a problem.
Did you come from a pirate family?
I didn't come from a pilot family. Pirate family, sorry. Pilot, that's another
Did you
thing.
come from a pilot family?
I actually have family with pilots and captains in it. So there have been a few pirates, but for the most part, we're a pilot-captain family.
Now, were they disappointed that you decided to become the captain of the train rather than the captain of an airline?
I know.
Or an air fleet?
For the most part, there were only pilots in my family, no captains of planes. It was just pilots of planes,
Okay.
captains of trains. That's
Who-
the family. It's on the family crest. Pilots of planes, captains of trains. Because, mostly when we're up in the sky, we're just on a solo plane, not a passenger and not an airliner.
Okay. Now, who ranks, like, when you guys have, like, a family reunion, who ranks higher? Like, who has more status, so to speak? Is it the captains or the pilots?
Oh, the captain, of course.
Okay. You'd think pilots would be more, like, debonair, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what they like to think, but
Okay, and next question on that matter. Are there fleets of trains? Can you be the captain? Can you be, like, the admiral of a fleet of trains?
yeah, back in the days of old, we had multiple parallel tracks of fleet of trains, but these days they've streamlined it to just the one track and longer trains.
Okay, so that's basically the modern-day freight train is a fleet of...
Yeah, it used to be that there's like one or two carts on each train. At this point, we've realized that's kind of inefficient.
Yeah. Now, what's the whole dynamic between admirals and captains? Like when you switch over to being an admiral of a fleet of a freight train, a fleet of trains, of train cars, how are you viewed by the captains? Like,
There's some issues, but for the most part, we respect admirals as well. They're a lot more rugged and less. They don't have as much class as we do.
but they're not. But there's no pirate admirals.
There are some renegade admirals
Okay.
who have gotten into some shady dealings with pirates.
And these pirates that are in your family, are they pirates of what?
Actually, we've had a few pirate pilots.
Oh.
And that's an interesting thing there, because it's hard where they have to eject from their airplane and get into another one and then get back in time before it crashes. And steal
So you
all the
have to have-
loot. For the most part, they just steal like the radio out of the other plane because there's nothing else in them. They don't carry anything. But
They don't steal the little bottles of liquor?
oh yeah, there are some of those, but that's not of much value. They just drink it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta have robbery fuel.
that's true.
Wow, that's fascinating. That'd be cool to see. I think that could be cool to see happen. Like, basically, you fly directly over the plane, right? And then you drop, like... I mean, I'm guessing your pirate family members told you, unless
Well,
they
you
were...
pull up beside it because if you're right above
Oh.
it, your plane will fall on top of it while you're trying to rob it.
Well,
so
I was thinking, no, you
work.
fly parallel above, and then you drop, like, a rope ladder, you know? And then you...
No, that's that's how we did it before when before they had ejecting seats and like it was jet planes, but when they just had biplanes.
Wait, you eject, and then you use
Yeah,
the
you eject.
trajectory to land on
Yes.
the next...
It's much more complicated now.
Yeah, don't you have to hope for really favorable winds?
I think a lot of people don't really last long in this. I don't have much experience myself. I went on a trip once, with my uncle, but
Now, have they been ousted from the family since, or are you still in contact?
I don't know, because they only rob, unfavorable people, people we don't like.
Which
Other pilots, pilots, who cares what happens
From
with
like
pilots?
what company? Like WestJet or
WestJet. No, WestJet is an
alright?
airliner, as I said.
Oh,
These
independent.
are like fighter jets.
Oh, you'd think a rope bridge would be more efficient.
It would
You-
be, but
you
these
fly
days jet airplanes, like the cockpit is secured very, very firmly.
So what? You eject your seat. You fly in like the
Yeah.
parabole,
Yes.
whatever the. I only learned
An arc?
An arc, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's. I only learned French. I learned like advanced math in French in grade 10, 11, which I think is bullshit. Because now, and same thing with science. I don't think that's valuable. Because now I don't know half the fucking. My go-to words are French, where arc in French is parabole, and that's kind of.
Parables.
I feel like you should learn math and French in whatever your primary language is. Math and science. You should only learn that in your primary language, right?
I mostly only have dealings with steam engines. I don't know much about.
Oh, you weren't
science.
formally educated? Did
No.
you not go to school?
I went to train school.
Oh, that's interesting. Gotta stop knocking the lamp over.
Yeah, train school was interesting. I first found out that I would be a captain of a train when I was around 12 years old, and I went off to a boarding school where there was a headmaster, and there was the evil lord of the dark trains.
Did you?
I found out that he tried to kill me as a child.
Did you have to learn defense against the dark trains?
I did.
Are the dark trains pirate trains, or is that a whole different thing? Dark trains.
That's a different thing. It's a different subsect of dark trains, but they're not as bad as just the regular dark trains.
These are a confirmed thing, though, or are they like Bigfoot sightings where it's like an inner?
Oh no, they're real.
Dark trains are real.
They used to be a big problem a few years ago, but they're making a comeback. Sorry, as the evil Dark Lord of Trains has come back, and he's trying to kill me again because I am the chosen one.
Well, this is fascinating. I did not know that. Oh, there's a whole underworld of trains. What was the name of your school that you were the train school?
It's hard to remember. I was taking a lot of drugs back then.
Oh, you were one of those renegade. You were one of those partying train captains.
Yeah, a lot of ether, GHB, alcohol, mostly downers.
Oh, we were talking about GHB earlier on the show. Actually, that's a classic drug.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's hard to get the dosage right. It's a liquid.
Wow, I can't imagine you did that well if you can't even remember the name of your school.
Well, I passed with colors.
Oh.
Not flying colors, mind you. I'm not a pilot. I'm a pirate.
Okay, I kind of assumed
I'm
that.
not a pirate.
I kind of assumed by you coming on the show that you would be like one of the best train captains. Is this not the case?
I'm a good train captain.
Okay. Back to the whole pilot thing. So you eject your seat, you eject upwards, of course. You have that arc going on.
I believe so, yeah.
Then what's the deal? You just crash the metal seat you're sitting on through the window of the cockpit?
Yeah.
You have to act fast.
Yeah.
You have to like immediately unbelt
gotta
yourself.
have good reflexes.
Yeah.
You gotta pull out your pistol, your Luger, and
They still have one-shot pistols, right? With
Yeah.
those classic fancy cocking triggers.
of course.
Yeah. This is fascinating.
They like to keep it retro, those pilots.
Your family has a rich history.
Yeah. They've got a lot going on.
Now, walk me through a typical day as a train captain. Like what goes on the train? What kind of obstacles are you coming up against? What's happening?
Well, it's hard to keep the boys in the engine room. It's hard to keep them in order, you know.
They still shovel coal, right?
Yeah.
They're shoveling coal into
And
a
they get
giant,
lazy and they're always
evil-looking
messing
furnace.
around.
Do they like steal your GHB? Do you still do GHB?
Oh no, not anymore.
No.
I just drink rum.
Oh right, that pirate blood still runs through you.
Yeah, sometimes I just yell out, "I'm a pirate," and it's a bad condition. It's hard to get over it. I've been keeping it subdued for years, but I don't have a good handle on it right at today. You know,
When you address
having a bad day.
when you address your employees, do you go like, "Arg, we have a problem here"?
Sometimes, but I get in trouble with that from the human resources department. They don't like it.
Oh, I was worried I might be being stereotypical here, but you actually do talk like that.
Oh yeah, that's the pirate genealogy.
Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, there's the boys in the boiler room. How do you interact with the customers?
The customers, I make sure not to rob them like the pirates, in my family, the genealogy is telling me to do. I was kind of downplaying the importance of pirates in my family history earlier, but I like to come clean and say, for the most part, we were pirates.
Train pirates, sea pirates, or air? Oh, did you say it was mostly air pirates, or a mix of like all
Well,
three?
before the train was invented, we were sea pirates. But then, it was the future. We moved on to trains.
And now planes.
Yeah. Planes, the plane pirates, they're a bit, there's not that many planes to fly. So,
Yeah, I guess you gotta like buy a plane. It's way easier to buy a rickety old ship.
It's easier to just get a job on a train than to buy your own plane, or get into the military, get in the Air Force, and then go rogue on your pilot plane.
Yeah, I mean you can. I mean for the sea, it's really you can just you can just build a rickety old ship.
You
can
just
just
need
go to
wood.
You just got to go to Kent and get a bunch of like particle board pieces.
Particle board.
I don't think
What's that?
anyone knows what Kent is outside of like New Brunswick.
I don't know. I've never heard of it,
No,
so probably not.
we should have gone with Home Depot.
Home Depot. Everyone knows about that.
I should have said Home Depot. But yeah, I guess that'd be. Now
Back to the boys in the boiler room.
Well, okay, yeah, but I got a very.
Okay, you go ahead first.
Are you running a long con here?
A long con.
Well, you said the pirate genealogy runs pretty strong in your family. Are you a captain of the? Are you running a long con?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, well,
I am a respectable captain of a train.
We'll talk about this off mic. Back to the boys in the boiler room.
The boys in the boiler room.
That's my new punk band.
I was just about to say.
They have a
you cannot take that name.
Oh shit!
They actually are in a band.
Oh, that's
the
good.
men who work in the boiler room are in a band called the Boys in the Boiler Room.
That's good.
They play classy tunes like from the 50s, but with a bit of punk rock in there because they like to work hard and play hard.
Do they release 45s?
45s.
You said they're very 50s.
Oh, those 45s.
Yeah, 45s.
I thought you were talking about Colt 45s. They don't have their own brand of malt liquor at this point.
Wouldn't that be like selling out like the Sex Pistols or something?
The Sex Pistols.
Well, weren't they originally a shopping band mall?
A shopping band? What is a shopping band mall?
So sorry, I meant a shopping mall band. That's what I've heard about the Sex Pistols, that they were originally a shopping mall band.
I don't know what that is.
I think that was
a thing. Do they play in shopping malls?
I think that was a thing in the 70s where a shopping mall would hire a bunch of shitty local musicians and then they would like do songs in the mall for like drum up business.
No, that's a good idea.
I think the Sex Pistols were originally a shopping mall band, and then a talent scout came and said like, I can make these guys into the punk image. And
really,
yeah, that's what I've heard.
They sound like a bunch of sellouts.
Yeah,
just like the Misfits.
So yeah, I would advise.
I don't allow the Misfits to ride on my train.
Yeah, I'm so cool. I paint my face like a skeleton. Have they tried?
They've tried. They're always trying to get up north.
Really? They don't travel they only travel by train.
They travel by train mostly because they're not allowed on airliners. Because that's one of the rare instances when the pilots will attack an airliner is when the Misfits are riding on it, and so they're not allowed down there anymore.
Well, your family seems pretty powerful.
Yeah, we're quite prolific.
So how do the Misfits travel when you guys are so like when you guys are monopolizing the transportation?
We've kind of got a monopoly on the transportation, and the Misfits, they're fucked. They have to walk. They can't do much at this point.
They are fucked.
They just drive in their hatchback to their concerts.
Oh, see, they should get a groovy van.
They should get a groovy van and drive around in it from show to show.
But so what should we go to? What should we go back to?
Back to the men's.
The
men in the boiler room. The boys.
The boys in the boiler room.
See, they're kind of.
Are they back in town, by the way?
The boys are back in town.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, they're back in town. They're going to play a show. But the boys in the boiler room, when they're in there, sometimes they're drumming on the boiler, burning their hands, and then they can't hold on to their shovel, and then they have to take a break and get some aloe vera on those hands, and it's a mess. They make a mess back there.
Now, do you guys have to provide aloe vera?
Aloe vera we have stocked one of our cars full of aloe vera.
How many cars does your train have?
I believe it has 27.
Now, is that a matter of bragging, or are you like above that?
I like to say that I'm above it, but hey, 27 cars, that's quite a few. I think
Hey,
we're doing
that's-
pretty good at
I
this.
think that's above
at this
average.
point. Yeah.
So the boys in the boiler room.
Yeah, the boys in the boiler room. As
Is
I
there-
said, they make a mess. I just like to talk about them. You know,
Yeah, no, they seem like cool guys. We should have them on the show sometime.
it would be good.
That would be really.
Maybe I can hook that up for you.
At least bring one of them on next time you. I think you seem like a pretty cool guy. I think I'd like to have you back on the
I'd
show.
love to come back, talk some more about trains.
That'd be we always. I think we're a pro train show. We're
That's
definitely
good. Pro train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely pro train.
I don't like those anti-train people.
We're anti Segway.
Segways. No one likes segways.
No, they're inefficient.
Yeah. I like to switch abruptly from topic to topic.
Oh yeah,
What's the point?
that's
of
how this
segue?
show works.
Yeah.
So what else happens in the average day? Is this a magical train? I have to ask.
Of course it is. It's a magical train. It's
Okay.
in the Arctic.
I didn't want to embarrass you if the answer was no.
As I said, I need magical trains to fight the dark trains.
Right, I forgot. There's a whole. We need to get. We should
We'll
get
get
back
into that more. I can't explain the whole thing today, of course, but if I come back,
Oh yeah,
we can definitely get further into that.
this is already going to be a pretty long show,
Well, I've got a lot to say. As I said, I'm a very interesting person.
and we did like at least an hour and 10 minutes before you got here. Like,
Oh, really?
This might be. This might
quite
come-
long.
It is. It's going to be a long show. It's more than double the length of our first episode. So yeah, what else have? So it's a magical train. So the average.
I like to sing songs to the passengers.
That's great.
I'll walk around singing a song. It's kind of operatic, but in English.
That's fantastic.
I wear a nice hat.
Do you distribute hot cocoa?
Hot cocoa, of course.
Oh, that's.
Hot cocoa, you need it. It's the Arctic.
It's the It's
cold.
It gives you that atmosphere of a pleasant,
Yeah.
like Christmassy train.
I've got a nice crisp blue suit conductor's outfit, although I'm not a conductor, but I like to wear a
you're-
conductor's outfit as I am on a train. Most people are unfamiliar with captain attire when it comes to trains.
It's not the white. It's not. No, that's admiral. That's an admiral get up. What is a captain dress like? Let's delve into this.
Well, a captain generally wears a leather jacket. Oh. But a leather jacket with a big collar.
Okay.
Big collar.
Do you have
And
like greased hair? Is it greaser?
I grease it up a bit. Like, I don't grease it back, but I just I fill it with grease. Because your hair's got to be, it's got to be real versatile and ready for anything.
Dripping grease, right?
No, not so
No?
much, because that could cause some problems as there's a boiler. You don't want to light your hair on fire or the train.
That's a good point, actually. So now, of course, you say you don't wear this day to day usually.
Of course not, no.
So this is where what you wear to like a captain's
That's,
convention.
yeah, it's a formal type thing, really.
Okay, so leather jacket,
Leather
greased hair,
jackets. Like to wear a belt, a good belt.
good belt, black, brown, white,
It's brown. No surprises there.
leather,
Brown belt, of course.
imitation leather,
No, leather, real
leather,
Real leather.
fur,
Fur belt, no.
lined with fur.
No, I don't know.
I might be unfamiliar with the captain fashions of 14. I think I'm a couple years behind.
Oh, yeah. Maybe back in,
In the 80s, in 2012, you went through that 80s phase.
yeah. It was inspired by the old Scandinavian train captains and their fur belts. They hunted the wild animals because they didn't have leather there because it's cold.
But they didn't put that in their coats, just on their belts.
Just their belts.
That's interesting.
They thought, I'm gonna be cold because that's a manly thing to do. I don't need a fur coat.
Suffering is macho.
It is.
So it's a magical. Is it a Yeah, you said it's a magical Christmas train, or just a
Yes.
magical?
It's always Christmas.
It's
on
always
my
Christmas
train.
in the Arctic.
That's the reason it's always Christmas on my train. Is it's an Arctic train.
It's always Christmas on my train. That sounds like a good like slogan. Like if you were gonna do a TV ad, it's always Christmas on my train. Now, are you aware that maybe I'm bringing up something somewhat of a bad topic? Are you aware that your story? I mean, we're getting much more personal and into it, but the basic outline of your story, minus your personal family background, is that of the Polar Express.
The Polar Express. It is.
A little bit.
Now, I didn't write this book. I had nothing to do with the book. No.
You didn't?
I spoke to the author of the book.
Ah.
He was a friend of mine, but he has betrayed me.
That's a pretty big betrayal.
He did. the details of the book are based on my life. He's stolen my life story. I was going to make a book of my own and adapt it into a movie.
With who's going to be the star of your movie?
Vince Vaughn.
Well, they
However, we couldn't get him.
They got kind of close. They used
his body double.
Yeah, Tom Hanks started
Yes.
as Vince Vaughn's body double, right?
Yes. But he's moved on up now. Now he's a captain himself, Captain Phillips, but a captain of a boat, so yeah.
See, yeah, boats are outdated. Like they're just all
Boats are old technology.
they're all made out of particle board, right?
Particle board.
That's why the Titanic sank, right?
It's made of particle board. It's no
The
good.
the wood glue they used was no good. They just glued like thousands of panels of particle board together.
Just using Elmer's glue. Doesn't work.
Well, geez, Charles, this has been absolutely fascinating. We got to have you back and talk more about.
Yeah.
I never imagined we'd have such a captivating conversation about trains.
Yeah, and we're going to have more. I will be back.
Oh,
I've got much to talk about today. You've brought back a lot of good memories.
Oh, this is fascinating. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, I've loved it. It's been a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you next time. That's the end of the show.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Podcool features Colin Robson and myself, Richard White. You can follow us on Twitter at WhiteTheRichard and at Daniel Frampton. That's DANUEL Frampton. Subscribe to the show on YouTube.